Welcome to this Zentangle Quickie. My name is Heather Hartwick Gladden. I'm a certified Zentangle teacher, and today we're going to take a look at the tangle Heartswirl from Beth Gaughan. Now, this is a new tangle, hot off the presses. If you have not subscribed, two places besides my blog, I should say. And that you can find at tangleaddicts.com, and the information is in the description. But do subscribe to tanglepatterns.com and, of course, zentangle.com, so you can receive information and tangles. I highly recommend both of those, besides mine. So, well, we'll leave it at that. All right. So this is a nice tangle, and like I said, it was in, I think, today's or the most recent tangle that has been shared, and it's nice. So this one starts off with a cadent grid, and I realized you might not know, if you're new to Zentangle, you might not know what that is. So in my step out, which is in the description section, there's a link to that, as well as to Beth's, which is the link to Tangle Pattern. So when you go there and check hers out, and that way you can see, where the other artwork and things that she has presented, you can subscribe right there. So I did a little tangle refresher, say for those that maybe are unfamiliar or just need a refresher on that. And so I put that in my step out on the first box. And here's how it goes. And if I remember, I'll try to put a link in the description section also to cadent. So if you are unfamiliar, or if you have a challenge with this one, I know some people that have a challenge. All right, what I'm going to do, I switched to my 12 because I want to. We're going to do this grid, and it starts off with a series of dots in a grid. So I call it a dot grid, and then we do cadent in it. And I'm just going to do, this will end up being a 4 square of cadent, but you have to do 9 dots. Oh, look at that. That looks like a dot. What I have done with this, this 12 is kind of nice because if you want to do a dot grid, I'm making these a little bit bigger than just pressing in, but it's kind of nice if you want to do a dot grid. Then here, let me do it on the back, where you can, I'll put it right in the Zentangle thing. You could just press and have this nice dot. All right. So then it's a series of S's from here. Oh, I smudged. Okay. I'll just start on this side. And this is where we incorporate the takeoff and land concept. So we take off and basically traveling around the outside of this dot, okay, and then we're going to land on this one. Okay, and in the middle-ish somewhere, we're going to flip over. So that's where the curve of our S will be. Okay, so I'm tracing over a little bit, coming off, making the cross over here, and then landing. It's okay if you end up with a little gap. That's all right. And let's do it again. Do that again and again. This is different. You get a different result if you do the takeoff and land concept versus just making an S in between the two dots. It's a completely different look. This gives you a lot of continuity, and I want to say this is the first time I had heard, in doing this tangle, was the first time that I heard about the takeoff and land concept. Okay, so we have S's traveling down. Then turn your tile, well, what is that, 90 degrees, and we're going to do the same thing again. This is one of the first tangles that I learned, and it's one of my favorites. Okay, let me get that. And same thing, S's, same strokes, almost ignore, I really need to, this pen is acting up. Almost ignore that anything else is there, and it's the same stroke. Like I said, don't worry if you end up with gaps. It ends up adding to the character. And I know some of mine, I will, like that. Um, some of mine, like I cross over, too far down. This is one, oh, and then that should have gone around. Okay. But anyway, don't worry about it because, like I said, it adds to the character of the tangle. So this is Kate in a nutshell. So then, for the Heartswirl, we're going to look at each corner, and we're going to draw essentially the top of a heart, or you can think of it as two curved lines, two C shapes, right next to each other. I'm going to suggest almost halfway. And here you can use the take off and land concept also to kind of trace over a little bit of that side. And then when you land, trace over a little bit as well. Again, it's just a continuity thing. And so what I like to do is doing the same stroke in the same direction. So I'm just going to do these corners first. And then, again, we're still rinsing and repeating. And then, same thing. And just, fit them in as you can. We will fill in those little gaps afterwards. What I found was I needed to make sure to kind of draw these bigger than I think because I wanted to have them touch at least at some point here. So then you'll end up with this triangle, like I said, that will fill in. Okay, then turning the tile again, same thing. And if these end up different shapes, it's okay. Or different sizes and a little bit different shapes. It just makes it neat. Makes it whimsical. Like I said, the most challenging part that I found was making sure that we had that they were touching, because this one, although I think you could probably find a course correction if they don't match up, or just don't worry about it. That's the best thing, because it doesn't really matter if they touch or not. It does make it look neat. And then, like I said, we're going to fill in these little triangles, the little gaps. And apparently, even if you're using a pen, it's usually dry rather fast, but just kind of watch and make sure you don't. Now I can't. Oh, there it is. Smear it. All right. And what's neat about this is it makes it pop. Oh, and let me mention, because this is right. Or if you've been following me, #1 course corrector is this. So if for some reason you need to, well, let me see, I'm trying to see if I can find a place that I might need to, well, like even right here. So this kind of has a weird angle, so you can, and so I'm coming right from where these two meet, and I'm redefining that curve. So this is where you have a little bit of opportunity to course correct if need be. All right. Trying to tell if that's my last one. Nope. What I should have done was go this square, this square, this square, this one. Okay, now I think I got them all. And that's it. It is cute. Super cute. Now, here is a thought for shading. Well, well, let's see. Well, gosh, 2 ways you could go. I don't know if you could do them both. It depends on what you're thinking. Let's do this. I want to put some graphite in the center, because you have to do something with the center. You could could aura it. You could fill that in with your pen also if you want to. I'm just doing sort of light. I'm thinking, though, if I did this darker, because I'm thinking about how I might want to shade the hearts at all, but I do have an idea. And this I'm just going around. I should do each side instead of turning my towel. You know, leaving that little bit of original tile color in the center. And I am turning my towel because it doesn't necessarily work well when you do it this way. If I was doing this side, I try to avoid doing that. Sometimes I just get a little lazy. Although here's what I should have done is okay, I'll just do all of these sides and then turn. That would have made sense. Okay, let's see. Oh, see, that looks neat. Now, let's see. You know, here. I'm going to go on the outside of all of it because I think that would tie that in. And then you could just have the hearts be the hearts and let them just, you know, be as they are, is what I'm thinking. Let's see what this looks like. Yeah. Trying not to go into those. Although, you know what will look really, really neat, and I won't do this here because I just want to do some shading because that is part of the tangle. But coloring them in and adding some strategically placed swoosh marks, as I like to call them, to make them look like candy hearts. You could certainly do that. And I am just bringing this out a little bit. And I went a little dark. I wanted it to be kind of as dark as the inside, because then that could make it look, you know, like I said, it draws it draws it together. Oh, that looks neat. Yeah. You know, and even if you just leave it like it looks really cool. All right. I'm almost thinking, well, I'm going to leave it at this because, I mean, you can color it in, you can decorate it however you want using auras, you know, even in here, little straight lines, orbs would be beautiful. Just leave it to your imagination and it will be gorgeous. And I'm picturing this in a bigger grid. So if you enjoyed this, and I hope you did, like, share, subscribe, all of that. I greatly appreciate all three of those activities, if you are so moved to do so. And I did mention in the description section there are links to step outs as well as ways to connect with me. So if you enjoy my style, my goofiness, would love to have you join me. I do live classes, both I have some that have a fee, and then a lot that are free. So would love to have you join in sometime. I do have some replays that are posted on the YouTube channel here, so you can always check those out and see if you think you might enjoy it. I know you will. We have a lot of fun and produce a lot of great things. So with that, thanks so much for watching, and I wish you happy tangling.